Google's Pixel 7 series have been the most successful yet, and the 7a is destined to be the last of this line, but also the last of its kind. Is this the beautiful happy end we've all been hoping for? Let's inspect! Hey everyone, welcome to the channel, I'm the Tech Mishka. This is Google Pixel 7a, a smartphone which appears a few months after the release of the original Pixel 7 and 7 Pro. And the A series, up until now, were famous for being slightly more affordable, yet carrying most of the good characteristics of their more premium siblings. But according to multiple sources, that's going to be the last A series member, and that's why I was so excited to try out the Pixel 7a. And my journey started a few weeks ago with very high hopes. It's been a rather bumpy road, but here we go, yet another unbiased point of view about the strong and weak sides of the Google Pixel 7a, so that we can expose everything important about it and you can make a good buying decision in case that's on your wish list. The most important characteristic about the Pixel A series has always been the price. While so far this was clearly a big win against non-A models, this time the 7a was launched at $499, which is $100 less than the regular Pixel 7. But it is a fact that from time to time Pixel 7 gets heavily discounted even below the 7a price point, and the Pixel 6 and 6 Pro are already below this price point too. Therefore, the expectations from this blue beauty are already pretty high. If you expect to see something unusual around the unboxing, that's unfortunately not going to happen. Google is not including a charger inside the box, but some of their deals would let you pick the original 30-watt charger and even the Google Buds. There's no denying that while you unpack the phone, it all feels premium and nice, on par with Google's high aesthetic standards. This blue variation is my favorite color from the line, and namely the paintwork. Actually, the material where a major design different heights is the plastic bag. Thumbs up for that, plastic bags means no broken glass, and it is the lighter material. 7a is a little smaller, feels very nice in the hand. I strongly recommend using a case, and Spiegel's liquid air is as good as a bumper case, yet not that bulky. I've had the same model used on my old Pixel 7 and it's the real deal. For the record, this phrase is not sponsored. Other than that, this is the so familiar Pixel 7 shape and style. The camera bump here is almost non-existent. Well done. Keep in mind that this might mean a smaller image sensor and potentially less capable OIS, if present at all. Speaking of tech terms, let's mention the system on a chip. It's the second iteration of the Google-designed Tensor chipset. RAM is 8GB, storage is 128GB, the main camera is 64 megapixels, there's an ultra-wide camera, a 4385 mAh battery, the phone supports even wireless charging, has most of the latest connectivity standards supported and weighs around 194 grams. Behind the numbers, specifications are very decent. The internals here with the 7a are very similar to the regular Google Pixel 7. We get the exactly same system on a chip. However, we don't get to choose the amount of RAM and storage, and that's a bit limiting. There's a very serious step up in terms of hardware of the camera, especially compared to the 6a series, and it's different to the Pixel 7. Performs really well based on all the samples you're going to see in a few moments, and likely because that's a new hardware implementation, it's going to get even better over time through software enhancements. As for battery life, good news, the capacity is great. The charging speed is super slow, and that's very disappointing. Based on 31 sessions measured with Battery Guru while I was using the phone, it shows better results in terms of endurance even than Xiaomi 13 Ultra. But because of this ridiculously slow charging, I was feeling nervous all the time that I don't get to see enough battery left. So I was keeping the smartphone very often connected to a charger. That's irritating. Now, time to explore some of the other features. The camera is fantastic. Although the famous DxO Mark team gives 7 points less than the Pixel 7's camera score, as an end user, I felt almost the same way as if I'm using my old beloved Pixel 7. Difference in terms of hardware is present, and of course the main image sensor of 7a is inferior to, let's say, Pixel 7 Pro. But Google have mastered the software game so well but most photos look almost equally good. You're going to capture photos quickly and easily. I have noticed this new feature called long exposure, which kicks in from time to time automatically. Daytime photos need no comment. Great contrast and dynamic range. Almost each and every shot is perfect from the first attempt. The strongest side of Google's camera app is the confidence that you gain when taking pictures. It's unstoppable. And you can also notice the difference with the processing almost right away. Night shots are, of course, a strength, so are the portraits. I continue to believe that portrait mode on Google phones is currently the best you're going to find across the mobile market, and even my wife, being now an iPhone user, often asks me to take the portraits because, I quote, "they look better on the Pixel." The only not too strong side of this device is the software zoom function, since there is no dedicated telephoto camera. The ultra-wide shooter is also fine. In terms of hardware, it's a rather unimpressive camera, but Google's photo processing in combination with the Tensor AI make wonders. Video recordings are also, as expected, great. 4K looks fantastic in my opinion. The stabilization is surprisingly good, and some of the shots that you have seen in some recent videos are recorded namely with the Pixel 7a. That's how good it is. And since you watch these reviews in order to find out the truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, let me complain by saying that I do miss a Pro Mode function in the camera app similar to what Galaxy phones have. And Google could become the real deal if they add the option to record video in log mode. Xiaomi have it for some of their smartphone models. Besides the camera, you may like the performance, or not. I actually didn't like it that much. The phone is overall snappy, but in some situations it stutters. The Wi-Fi reception was also not as good as it should be. I still cannot figure out why, but I've had some connectivity problems with the same setup where Google Pixel 7 was fine. Gaming is also not that pleasing, maybe I should say yet, because we have seen multiple times how Google can significantly improve the performance of a device through software optimizations, and I know that the Tensor G2 can do a lot better than that. It has enough power to outperform most mid-rangers, but coming from a Snapdragon 8 Generation 2 smartphone, this feels like a downgrade. The display is lovable. No matter what people say, it's having good colors, strong performance. I actually find it a little brighter than what we get on the non-A Pixel 7, and looks like some tests confirm this perception. You're gonna see a lot of details, and even with the 90Hz maximum refresh rate, it doesn't feel outdated. You can't call this phone a true gaming phone, but in the end, there is no strong definition about what a gaming phone should be, and as long as you're happy with the experience, that's the right choice. You can customize the colors. There are a bunch of adjustments, including of course the true dark mode, which may theoretically reduce the battery consumption. Auto brightness feature is also present. It's been problematic for me in some cases though. If there is something that is seriously going to make you think twice before buying the Pixel 7a, that certainly should be the charging speeds, because they are ridiculously slow. We already have smartphones in 2023 that have capacity of 250 watt charging, and here we count only on 18 watts. I mean, 10 minutes to fully recharge a battery versus around 100 minutes. It's ridiculous. On the other side, it's the first Pixel A series with wireless charging. It's just 7.5 watts, and you probably would think that's not enough. Truth is that still in 2023 there are a lot of wireless chargers which are operating at speeds between 5 and 10 watts. Therefore, that's an acceptable feature. However, if you watch this video in 3 years from now, this thought is going to be quite irrelevant. The rest, like phone calls, they were great. SIM card handling, also flawless. We have a nano SIM slot and an eSIM integration. Bluetooth and NFC, it's all close to perfection. For countries where Google Pixel is not officially available in Play Store, Google should stop playing this restrictive game of disabling the 5G support. It's ridiculous. But here we go, where I live in Europe, despite 5G is everywhere, Google locked me into using LTE. Because You're going to love the software here, and I continue to believe that the stock Android is the best flavor of this operating system. Many ex-iPhone users would agree with me, and for good or for bad, I believe Google and Samsung are the big reasons why people should consider jumping to Android devices should software experience and support be a priority. Most of the updates are good, you're gonna get all the new and nice features, and everything works in a very reliable and a smooth way. Plus, Pixel's choice of fonts and menus is so cool. Now, if we want to put together a list with the drawbacks, the display has just Gorilla Glass 3 protection. It was introduced a decade ago, and there certainly are far better choices. The lack of 256GB storage edition, the turtle-like slow battery charging, the limited availability in some regions, and the not that powerful chipset. I won't point to the plastic back cover as a disadvantage because I actually find this material to be very practical, and I'm really looking forward to seeing this material back to some of the premium models because, well, in terms of design, you can't notice any difference and it feels almost the same way. Anyhow, after a month of using the Google Pixel 7a, am I happy with it? Yes, I am. I'm very happy with the Google Pixel 7a. Most of the time it felt comparable, almost the same as if I'm using the Google Pixel 7. So at a slightly lower price, you might get almost the same kind of experience, especially when it comes to camera and software. The only disappointing area, the charging speeds, but you get the bonus that there is wireless charging supported, which can kind of compensate this real disadvantage with the only 18 watts of fast charging. So that's everything about this review. And in case you have questions, you know that there's a comment section below the video where I would expect you to share your opinion as well, or probably you can spy what others have to say about the Pixel 7a. And in case you want to buy it or probably support the channel in some way, you can see the information posted in the video description area. Thanks a lot for watching this episode. It was fun preparing it, and hopefully if you had fun watching it, maybe you can subscribe for more cool tech inspections. I'm Michael, and look forward to seeing you again. Bye!